you don't have a good theme that supports your story and all structure, then you don't have a story. You have writing that is just words. And writing's more than words, it is an expression, and we get to see hidden meanings and all that. And we're about to go into 10 questions you can ask yourself. Before we begin, please like, comment, subscribe, whatever. It helps the algorithm get my word out. And yeah, thank you for clicking on the video. Thank you very much, man. Number 1, is your theme a real question or is it just a statement? Most good themes have a question type. I don't have examples on me, but think about it. If you're going to write a theme, would you rather it be a simple statement, or the most thought-provoking themes that we've seen in writing obviously has to have 2 sides, 3 sides, etc. So it has to be some sort of question that you integrate into your plot, story, all that. Okay. Number 2, does your theme breathe through dialogue and character thoughts, or rather just whisper in the background? Either one is completely fine. It's just you gotta narrow it down, but we'll get more onto what you should and shouldn't do with character dialogue in a couple more questions and etc. Number 3, if your theme disappeared, would your story fall apart? It should, because the story wouldn't have as much depth as it would without your current theme, right? I mean, your story would kind of just fall apart because honestly, these themes are connected to your characters, connected to your plot, so much so that they should be able to, not even, if you remove it, then you're screwed, right? Your characters are screwed. So, I mean, that just harps more on the fact of making sure your theme is able to be seen. And we'll touch on that later again. Number 4, did you spend time shaping your theme, or did you just slap it on a piece of paper and, halfway through writing, you're like, oh, I guess these are my themes. Yeah. No, you need to probably think about it a bit more and try getting into your real characters, your plot, and what that story tells. Not from a first glance, made a first glance, but try finding more themes that integrate into your plot or already are in your plot and you just haven't realized it yet. Number 5, does your theme match the genre, emotional theme, tone, whatever, in your story? So, for example, I'm writing Grimdark. And my thing's really thought-provoking because it's grimdark, it's dark, it's supposed to be, these thought-provoking things, but you can also have contrast. So, for a really lighthearted story, you can have a really dark theme tied to it. And remember, keep on having those questions and you'll be just. Number 6, does your theme scream its presence, or doesn't the audience really work for it? We don't want to scream the presence of our theme too loud. We really just need it too loud and too obvious, because if a reader doesn't work for it, then they aren't reading, they're just skimming, right? And we don't want those type of readers. We want readers to admire our craft and story, so then they don't leave a bad review or something because they weren't able to see the theme, or it was the theme was way too wide, or giving too much or too little. Because if you give too little, I mean, no one's going to be able to see it and your story's going to fall apart. But if you give too much, you have to find middle ground. That's the point of that question. Number 8, does your theme shift as your characters do? Because normally themes are tied to your main characters or such. If you can keep the theme throughout the same, if that character's trait, for example, in my story, my main theme stays the same because my main character stays at least with one trait. He might change a whole lot, but that one trait that keeps that theme running is still very pungent, okay? So we get to have that form of consistency in our thing, but if our characters change completely, every single trait that eliminates all your themes, and you have to make sure that new themes pop about and such. And number 9, can you talk about your story without touching on theme? If you can't, then you're doing good. But if you can't give it without at least hinting at your theme, then what are you doing? I mean, it's one of the first things I tell you my story, and then you can really see, I at least tell you one of my characters, and you get to see one of those themes questions being asked just from a slight description that's 1 or 2 sentences long. Last one, number 10. Is your theme actually good enough? And I mean, it's a great question. I mean, I want you overthinking. I don't want you underthinking. You have to, like everything and with themes and storytelling, you have to find a middle ground. If you don't find a middle ground, you're going to fail. You got to find that middle ground that is perfect for you and that's very subjective. And just try finding that, and I think you'll be just fine. Those are 10 blunt questions you should ask yourself while making your theme and in your story, or you just want to improve it. Thank y'all for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, whatever. I answer all comments. I'm trying to create a community here, and I've been having a great time so far. So thank y'all very much. Y'all take care, all right?